So stress is a huge problem. It was already for many years, but it's getting worse. There's now 1.3 million people in the Netherlands who are having problems with burnout. And there's a lot of sick leave. The costs for organizations are steadily increasing. And the interesting thing about stress is, in a beautiful article of McKinsey came out a few months ago, showing that stress in itself is not the problem. You can actually even make it an ally. But our inability, our difficulties of letting go of stress, allowing stress to be there, and what we often do is we fight it, we run away from it, or we don't want it. And then is when the initial stress, which can be relatively short, if we fight it and we don't want it, we run away from it, it gets stuck in our system. And our brain keeps thinking that it's insecure and keeps stuck in a survival mode. And there's a similar video as the McKinsey article about befriending your stress on TEDx that went also viral. So we can have a different outlook on stress itself. And that's a very, very helpful thing. And mindfulness is, for me, maybe the best way to counter this trend, to counter stress in your organization or out there, your private life. And mindfulness does actually the opposite that we're inclined to do. Mindfulness says, just allow what's already there, accept it, and it creates some kind of more psychological flexibility. Because you don't want to change things, you just allow things to be there, and you get more handle on how your brain works and how it sometimes can run away with you. And if you see that, mindfulness is very powerful in becoming conscious of your patterns of stress or anxiety or whatever it is. And if you see that, then you can step out of it. And mindfulness allows you to take a step back and then make a conscious choice how to deal with that. For example, a 3-minute breathing space, very applicable, very practical, can allow you to have like a reset moment and step out of these very counterproductive mechanisms. It's just an example of ways that you can do that. And the interesting thing and the cool thing you could say of mindfulness is that it has been over and over and over researched. I think there are 1,000 papers out there. And also within organizations there are also like 100 studies or something to prove that it can actually really be this counterweight to the increasing stress in our very rapid, quick modern lives. So that's what mindfulness comes in. And now if we talk about mindfulness in the organizations, there's a special course I just finished following. And that course, I really like it because it's 6 weeks, it's 1 hour, it's relatively short to make this quite huge change in your behavior and change of dealing with stress, anxiety, and these kind of things. And it's very tailored to organizations and the working of them and the language and the approach and all these kind of things. So if you're interested in that, this is like mindfulness and meditation is where my heart is. So if you're interested in that, just maybe you want to allow me to give you an introduction session of 1 hour where I can not only show you the power of mindfulness, but also let you experience it yourself. And let you experience and taste a little bit. Not only can it counter stress, but it can increase creativity. It can increase the well-being of people and organizations. It can increase psychological flexibility. All these kind of things. It can have a huge impact. And I'm forgetting one. It can also increase concentration and more focus on what we actually want to focus on. And our minds are more and more scattered everywhere. So if this is interesting to you, let me know. I'm more than happy to see what I can do for your organization. Okay.